So I got to show you this video that a Trump supporter posted. Again, I don't know if it's 100% real, but this music video is really good. And yeah, this is a Trump supporter who basically woken up to the con that Donald Trump is. Now, there's a lot of people out there that have done this, woke up to this because they voted for who they thought was an outsider. He had that gift as a personality. Fortunately, now people are finally waking up. They might have not woke up his first term. They might not woke up when he ran the other time. They've woken up. I think people have woken up at this point because he's messed up so royally. But they're realizing he's part of the elite cabal that they hate. So I want to show you guys this music video. It is bass as hell, and it's so spot on. Okay. Again, I forgot to do my introduction about talking about how I talk about American domestic politics. Anyways, all right, already past that point. But I got to readjust my camera, so I'll just finish this video out and then I'll show you the video footage here real quick. But yeah, it's very telling. And like I said, there are a lot of people out there that voted for Trump because they were just genuinely disgusted with the system in general. And I do believe there's people out there like that exist. I do believe that. Even though we get caught up in our divisive politics and we get mad at people for voting for this guy because we already knew how bad he was and how people still. I get it. I get the rage. I have it too. I am part of the resistance. I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of Trump. But I also understand there's a small number of people out there that were willing to give this guy the benefit of the doubt just because they had such distrust with the system. And he kept saying he was going to hold these people accountable. He convinced a lot of people that he was going to be the guy that was going to hold these elites that he hated accountable. Now, the rest of us knew that was never true. But now what people are waking up to is he's everything that they hate. And they realize he played them because he's protecting the very thing that they hate. And when I show you this music video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But this is how a lot of people in this country feel right now. And I will be honest with you, some political personalities had a lot to do with getting him elected in 2024, more than we realize. RFK was a big one. There were a lot of disaffected independents and Democratic leaning voters out there. Not a huge amount, but a small amount, enough to possibly tip the scales in an election, a super close election. Some of them voted for Trump because, I kid you not, RFK endorsed Trump. Remember now, he ran as an independent. That was a ploy to help Trump. A lot of people did not realize this. He was in on a grift, and he was buddies with Trump. There was a recording when he was running right before the 2024 election when he was on the phone with Trump, and Trump said, hey, if you do this and that, I'll hook you up, I'll have you work in my administration, blah, blah, blah. This has all been documented. So RFK is basically a grifter. All right. Matter of fact, he's right now defending an executive order Trump's taking right now to put more glyphosate in our wheat products. Mr. Healthy. I told people RFK is so full of crap. Now people are realizing that. So he's effectively busting that coalition that Trump got support from. Because people are realizing what a con RFK is. All right. Tulsi Gabbard was another factor. And not as much as RFK, but she was significant enough to basically put a wound into the Democrats and help the GOP win. Because there were a small number of independents out there that kind of liked Tulsi Gabbard and liked her style of politics. And she had a little sway. Not a lot, but she had a little bit. And some of her support for Trump helped Trump win. These people had an effect, whether we realize it or not. But that coalition's done. Because there's people out there I've talked to that were RFK and Tulsi supporters. Even they're disgusted by what they're seeing. There are people that just were Trump supporters. Even they're disgusted by what they're seeing. Because they're seeing the bigger picture now. They're realizing, oh, these people were a bunch of opportunists and grifters. Where are they at right now when this guy's destroying the country? They're hiding in their bunkers. Matter of fact, they're protecting his behavior and aiding it. RFK's out there not only pulling away all our safety and health protections in the CDC and in the medical field and regulations to make our food safe, he's now condoning Trump's executive order to stick more glyphosate in our wheat because that don't cause enough cancer already, right? We already got, I don't know, over 57 chemicals in our products, and he's cool with with the corporations poisoning our food more. Mr. RFK, Mr. Vaccine Critic. Seriously? He's against life-saving medicine, but he's cool with, swimming in dirty lakes with his grandkids and sniffing coke off toilet seats and, shooting up heroin. Yeah, all that craziness. He's cool with all that. RFK is cool with all that. RFK is totally cool with glyphosate going in our food. Interesting. And then Tulsi Gabbard going through ballots to help Trump audit the election of 2020. Really? Yeah, I think voters are a little smarter than that. They're waking up to this. But it's a new day, man. America's waking up to this BS. And I'm thankful that's at least happening, even though a lot of damage has already been done. I'm just glad it's waking people up. Because this is not okay, the stuff these people are doing. But I just want to say that some of those outsider-y characters who they play to be, and I want you to know, most of these people are not outsiders. It's a game they're playing. It's a long game. It's a grift game. They only call out people they dislike or not going to benefit them. If you ever watch their behavior patterns, they only go after politicians they know they're not going to benefit off of. Okay? Because they weren't going to get no sway from the Democrats. The Democrats were never going to accept RFK and Tulsi Gabbard into their tent. They knew what grift they were up to. But that's why they went to Team Trump. Because Trump and the GOP is full of grifters. So that's the reality and the nature of our politics right now. So that's what we're witnessing. But I'm going to show you this video in a second here to show you what I'm talking about. But I just want to drop a FYI in this video about how some political figures have more influence than we realize, even if they don't win a national vote, even if they run for president and their endeavor fails, they have a little sway more than we realize. Like I knew RFK would have never got elected president, even run as independent. We already knew that. We knew Tulsi Gabbard would have never won the Democratic nomination. She ran for president. We know she has not won national office, aside from being a congresswoman. So yeah, that's all true. But they did have a decent amount of following and enough to sway an election. And I just had to overstate this enough in this video before I show the next clip I'm going to show you here. All right, y'all. Have a great night. Have a great day. Love y'all. Bye. Next video.